So hello everybody, here's your Niall Sebastian Power Sieger. Welcome to this video where we gonna present you universal communication. So I, the living human you see in the video, are gonna communicate with another creature which have lived as a plant before. So that creature have lived as a tree here in the area where I am. And I am close to the city Bonn in Germany, in the Siegauer, how it's called. So it's a huge natural park. It's a protection area for the natural environment. Here in the Siegauer, you see the river Sieg in the video. And beside the river Sieg, we have over here the Rhine as well. So if you walk a few meters in that direction, then you gonna see the Rhine, or you would see the Rhine. So I'm here at the Sieg, how the river is called. For those people which do not know me, I'm Niall Sebastian Power Sieger, and I do inform since a few years about communication with creatures which do not have a biological body people could see. So creatures which are able to communicate with living humans, but which use different methods to present themselves and to communicate with living humans like me, because they can't speak with their own biological body easily. So today I'm gonna communicate, as I said, with a creature who have lived as a tree, as a plant, and then that creature left the biological body of that tree. I'm gonna film for you with two cameras. One camera is filming me, hi, and this tool. This tool, I'm gonna explain it quickly for you if you don't know my videos. These creatures, they're able to control the natural environment. For example, the wind. So they can influence the natural area where I am, what I film, what you see, and with that they can use the natural environment for communication purpose. For example, if you watch the wind tool, it's hanging quite easy at the moment, and I'm gonna request from the creature I'm gonna communicate with now to use more wind in the area where I sit, and then you're gonna realize that more wind is getting canalized to the wind tool and it's gonna start to fly. Let's do that for a second, and it's gonna be a test, and you can check out that the creatures are able to canalize and to trigger the wind very specific to make themselves present to you, the people which are watching the video. And now you see that this creature do start to canalize more wind in this area, and he gonna trigger the wind to a higher wind level, and then you will see that that wind tool will start to fly more with the wind. So to the creature, can you canalize some wind to the wind tool, that the wind tool then will start to fly with the wind? The creature is communicating towards me, yes, and you watch out for the wind tool please now, that's very important. And you see that the wind tool do start to fly with the wind. Can you canalize some more wind to the wind tool so that it flies stronger with the wind? And the creature will do that now for demonstration purpose. So please watch again the wind tool. And now you see that it's shaking around. And the reason for that is that the creature is canalizing wind to the wind tool and shaking the wind tool with it. And now you see that it do start to fly with the wind, which means when it's hanging before like this, as soon as wind is canalized to that tool, it starts to fly with the wind. Okay? So there's some more I'm gonna explain to that wind tool. The wind tool have on one side a golden star. So there's a golden star placed, and on the other side of the wind tool there's no golden star. And that do have a reason. When I have specific questions, the creature can turn the wind tool, and with the side of the golden star, which was pointing to my eyes at that moment in time, the creature can say yes, and with the other side the creature can say no. So to the creature, can you point the star to the camera over there one time to make clear to the people that you can use the wind specific and that you can turn the wind tool very specific for communication purpose. And for the people which are watching that camera view, please watch the wind tool now. The wind tool gonna turn, and there the golden star is. That's what I requested, right? To show you the golden star. And the creature turned the wind tool to present the golden star to you. So I'm filming with this camera everything I see over here with my eyes, and that camera is filming me and this wind tool, okay? And I repeat that, if the creature is using a higher wind level, and that means in the area over here, so that all the plants and all the trees do start to shake more and more and that you can hear the leaves, then the creature want to agree to stuff I speak out. Or when I did ask a question, the creature can say yes by using more wind, a higher wind level in the area where I am. And also the same with the wind tool. The creature can trigger the wind, canalize the wind to that wind tool very specific. If the creature want to agree to stuff I speak out, then the creature can canalize wind at that moment in time when I speak something out. And you will see that the wind tool will start to fly more and more in the wind, in the higher wind level, okay, like now, okay? So please understand that you received with this video material also a demonstration of weather control. So I do inform about the fact that ghosts, so spirits, which have lived as human beings before, as animals or as plants, can sometimes use the natural environment and the weather to make themselves present towards living humans and to communicate with living humans. Okay, that's for your better understanding. I'm gonna be close to that camera because I'm capturing the sound with this camera. So to the creature, is it correct that you have lived as a plant before, as a tree in the area here in the Zeke hour, so in the area where we are at this moment in time? If that is correct, please use a higher wind level with the wind tool, so that the wind tool will start to fly more and more. And for the people, watch out for the wind tool. The creature is canalizing more and more wind to the wind tool now, and that's why the wind tool do start to fly with the wind again and do start to lift up with the wind wave. Okay, let's repeat that so that you get it very clear if you watch the video. Watch the wind tool. The creature, you can agree to the fact that you have lived as a tree, in the body of a tree here in this area, during one period of all the lives you have lived. Is that correct? And watch out for the natural environment. The creature is using now a lot of wind with the trees, and you can see that all of them are shaking and you hear the leaves. Okay, and to the creature, can you shake the wind tool one more time to agree, so that we have both maybe? And now I give the creature a reaction time to canalize the wind to the wind tool, and you see what's happening. More and more wind is receiving that wind tool, and with that this creature is communicating towards you, the people which are watching the video. Yes, I, the creature who's using the wind, I have lived as a tree, as a plant before, here in the area of the Zeke hour. And that's important to understand. So you received a demonstration of weather control and a proof of communication with creatures which can control the natural environment on our planet. In that case, a creature which can use the natural environment to communicate with me and with other living humans by using weather control, by controlling the area where I am, what I'm filming, and by using the wind very specific, also by canalizing it to specific points. And as I said, I'm going to repeat that during I speak, the creature can agree by triggering and canalizing the wind, and by triggering the wind to a much higher wind level. So each wind wave can be a yes from that creature, or it can mean I agree when the creature is doing that, if the wind is used specific and on point. For all the people which do not know me, I produce a lot of videos with creatures which did bring proof for weather control, which did present that. And you can see that this creature is using a lot of wind for you, the people which are watching the video, to make that point clear. Because if more and more people would understand that, creatures which have lived as plants or as animals, but also which have lived as humans, would be able to communicate with more and more living humans, if the living humans would understand that. So, and you can see that the creature is using a lot of wind, a lot of wind. You can see that the wind tool is flying now in the wind, but if you watch the other camera focus, this camera, I'm filming the other part of the river here, so the other side of the river, and you can see that all the trees in the area where I am do start to shake a lot, because the creature is making that point very, very clear. One camera did fall down now. Okay? One camera did fall down. I'm gonna film that. You can see how strong the wind is now. You can see it also if you watch the river, because normally the water is going down in this direction, okay? And the wind is so strong that it's pushing up the water in the other direction, opposite. So, I'm gonna fix the other camera for a second, and then I'm gonna be back in front of the microphone, and I'm gonna produce this little video with the creature, and we want to speak about natural environment protection. So the creature would like to communicate to humans about the topic natural environment protection. And I'm gonna ask some questions regarding how these creatures which have lived as plants, for example, this creature who have lived as a tree, to look at us, the humans, living with them, the trees, in the natural environment, because I think our species did produce a lot of problems for the natural environment. For example, by putting so much rubbish to the natural environment, like plastic and other poison material. And I'm gonna hold this camera now, because you can see that there is a storm going on, because this creature is agreeing to the fact that our species, so the living humans, brought a lot of trouble to other species which do live in the natural environment by poisoning the natural environment. Okay, that's for your better understanding. So, give me a moment and I'm gonna fix the other camera, and in between you just have the one camera running. But don't get too confused if you watch the video regarding that. And please be aware, it's a video, so if you can't believe what you have seen, you can watch it again and again. Okay? So, give me a moment and I'll be back. So I'm back in front of the microphone now. I have to sit down. I'm gonna present you one thing to the camera because the other cell phone fell down. Watch this. The wind was so strong that the equipment broke. And please be aware about that. I'm always happy if I get financial support, because in the past I did film universal communication with creators which are so strong that they can create storms often. And with that, of course, cameras in between do break, cell phones do break, and equipment like this is just something which is quickly broken if the natural environment is used with the natural forces for communication purpose or for demonstration purpose. So the other camera is standing now again. I'm gonna present you that. There, the tree is losing pieces and bits. They fell into the water. And the other camera is standing again. It fell down before. That's why I had to refix that. Later on you're gonna see a split screen video, and the one camera gonna be switched off at that moment in time where it did fell down, but you have both cameras running the whole time. So to the creator, can you reduce the wind level where the wind tool is a bit? Yes? Okay, so I give the creator now a moment to reduce the wind level only here. And you see the wind level is reduced now. So very specific weather control. And I did that because I'm gonna ask the creator some questions, so when the creator is using more wind, like now again, you can see the difference. It's very important so that you, the people which are watching the video, can understand it is specific communication, and that you can understand that these creatures can use the natural environment and influences very specific, so on point, as I like to say. So always when I have a question, I'm gonna ask the creator to reduce the wind level surrounding the wind tool, okay? So then when the creator wants to say yes, you see more wind coming. To the creator, when I ask a question, please be aware, let me speak before you answer by wind. Otherwise the people get confused if they watch the video, okay? And the creator is saying yes by canalizing and triggering the wind again, and by pushing the wind into that wind tool with a lot of power. That's what I see here, what I feel. If you would be here instead of just watching a video, you have to be aware of that. It's quite impressive. Like you see here, a huge area is getting influenced. A huge area is getting influenced, and a lot of wind is used very specific and canalized. And of course that is very impressive. Very impressive, and can lead to a bit of damage. So the camera that fell down again, as you could hear. I'm gonna fix it again. But to the creator, if you could use a little bit less wind, it would be great, because otherwise all of my equipment will be broken very soon. I know that already from my experience. As soon as they use too much wind, even houses can get destroyed. That's how much power they have. They can destroy a city with a storm. Like you could, if you, for example, live in the States, they have tornadoes. It's the same level they can use for communication purpose. So to the creator, I'm going to turn the camera, you would be able to create a storm like a tornado if you wanted to, right? He did present the golden star to the camera, and now this creator is triggering more and more wind specific again to make that point clear to you. See the golden star? And can you repeat that one time with the triggering? And now the creator is triggering the wind again. Okay? To say yes. So a tornado is a level they can reach if they want to, so it can be also dangerous for humans. Please be aware, I'm gonna try to fix the other camera again. If it would be a case that the storm would reach a too high level, then I would have to end the video, because the cameras would get destroyed and all the equipment. And by the way, because I am in a natural environment, I could get hit from huge trees as well. on the other side of the river, you see it maybe if you put your focus over here, there's a broken tree standing. And that's the power the wind level can reach, that a whole tree just gonna break in the end, right? So let me fix the other camera for a moment. So the other camera is standing again, and I'm gonna try to smoke a cigarette in that wind, and I'm gonna try to drink a beer, and I'm gonna try to get to know the creature a little bit better I'm communicating with, because we don't know each other very well, is the truth, right? So to the creature, can you maybe present the golden... Oh, you're triggering the wind for that. So the creature did trigger the wind to a higher wind level, that's why it's flying more, the wind tool. And with that, the creature is saying, yes, that's true. Me, the individual Niall Sebastian Power Sieger, you see in the video in my human body, and the other creature who have lived as a tree, we have not communicated for years before, and we do not know us very, very well. So for me as a human, I'm often in the situation, if I come in contact with creatures I do not know, that I'm in the situation because I can communicate with such creatures, that I get to know creatures which are much, much stronger than living humans. And I think if you watch the video, if you're interested in natural environment protection, and if you also see it that way, that you think our species, so the living humans, we did mess up the planet a little bit by producing so much plastic, so much poisoning stuff. The humans, all the people which do not know that such creatures do exist and are able to use the natural forces, intelligent, specific, that is a very important information, because I think our species should learn again to have some more respect from the planet in general, okay? And so if they use high forces, a lot of force, people can think about it. I think the people which are watching my videos, you should realize that we can be happy, like people which live in the civil society producing all that rubbish, all that plastic, and destroying the planet with it. All these people can be very happy that they not get attacked with storms on a daily basis, as a feedback for all that rubbish our species do put on the planet, okay? So I'm gonna smoke a cigarette, I'm gonna drink a beer, and I'm just gonna let the cameras run, okay? And then I'm gonna start my communication with this creature. And my first question, the wind tool is now quiet. My first question is, did you have to suffer a lot from living humans during your lifetime? So for example, from plastic. If that's the case, please trigger the wind again at the wind tool. And you could see when I said again, when I did point with my finger at it, there was a wind wave. So now I'm gonna ask the creator again to get a double feedback, just to ensure that you, the people which are watching the video, do understand the creator right, and to ensure that I do understand the creator right as well. So in your life as a tree, did you have to suffer a lot because of the human society surrounding you? Yes? If yes is correct, please canalize some more wind to this wind tool. If you would say, yes, I did suffer during my life period as a tree because there were so many humans in the area where I lived. And you can see that the creator is canalizing the wind again to answer very specific. So with that, we have a creator which is communicating to you, the people which are watching the video, that the creator have lived as a tree, and that the life of this tree, there was some suffering in it because of humans. Okay? By the way, if you are interested in natural environment protection and stuff like that, and if you are unable to communicate with such creatures, but if you think that you have some interesting questions for such creatures, you can write these questions to me, and if I find the time, I'm gonna produce videos to solve these questions, to get the perspective of creatures which, for example, have lived as a tree or as an animal, and in that way potentially maybe your questions can get solved. So you're invited to write down questions, to send them to me. I have a website, www.ciembassy.com. CI like Central Intelligence, but just the CI, and embassy like the embassy.com. And the creator is producing a lot of wind because you want to say that's a good idea, right? Yes. Yes. So there was a high wind level in this direction, and then the creator did turn the wind so that the golden star was placed into my eyes, so into the direction of my eyes. Oh, I just see that the other camera did move a bit because of the strong winds, so I have to replace that again. That's normal if you deal with so much power and with such high wind levels in the natural environment, and with creatures which do answer very specific and very clear also. Give me a moment again. So I'm gonna start now to ask a few questions, and that procedure gonna be slow because we have to understand that creator very well. So I always gonna ask the questions maybe 2 times instead of 1 time, and again gonna give the creator the chance to always answer best as possible for you, the people which are watching the video, so that you can get that. Now you see the creature saying yes, why triggering canalizing wind at a very high level. So to the creator, my first question would be, yes, please let it down, that's great, okay. In between, my first question would be, when you lived as a tree, could you feel, so do you have like a nerve system to feel the status of the natural environment you did live in, and could you feel the bad stuff which came from humans? So for example, when too much plastic was in the ground you stayed on. I think the creator wants to say yes, but we need it very specific and very clear, so I'm going to repeat that. To the creator, can you let the wind tool hang a bit? And did I understand you correct? You wanted to say yes. Yes. You could see the creature was answering very, very specific. He did let the wind tool fall down, and then he said yes by triggering and canalizing the wind again. So we have the information now that if a creature is living in the body of a tree, as the plants, these trees have something like a nerve system. We can't maybe understand very well, but with their nerve system, they can have feelings regarding the natural environment they're living in. So what I mean with that, if there's more rubbish in the ground where these trees are standing on, then this creature did communicate. These trees can feel that, and they have to suffer from that, because that's very negative. And the creature is using a lot of wind to agree to the stuff I speak out. Do not forget that. If you watch a lot of my videos, maybe it's good if you write down the basic informations on a piece of paper, because for example, that a high wind level means yes, because that's something I do agree on with the most creatures I'm producing videos with. Okay, that's for your better understanding. So to the creature who have lived as a tree before, I would like to produce 2 or 3 videos with you, if that's okay. And we could use this video as an introduction for the people, so they're going to be a part 1, part 2, part 3. And this video I don't want to produce it too long, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video soon as an introduction for some more videos. And for the other videos I'm going to make up my mind. I'm going to communicate with this creature a little bit to find some good questions. So, which means I'm going to prepare better for the other videos, because at the moment I don't have too many questions, but with the information we have now, of course, that will lead to a path of more and more questions, which are then open to understand it better. Another question, as a tree, could you hear noises, or did noises had an influence of your well-being as a tree during your lifetime as a tree? If yes is correct, please trigger some more wind to the wind tool. So if noises did infect your life as a tree, sounds, then trigger the wind a little bit stronger, if I understood that correct. He's presenting the star to me, and now he's triggering more and more wind to the wind tool. So with that, the creature said twice, yes, as a tree, I had feelings, or I could realize sounds and noises, which also means if too many people are in a natural area and they produce a lot of sounds and noises, then that can go on the nerve system of trees. And I don't know if you hear it, but you as a creature, you did create thunder as well, right? By weather control. And you can see the wind level is pushed very high. So the creature now, I'm gonna turn that direction. The creature is creating a thunder clouds over there. And with the thunder clouds, the creature can produce lightning and thunder sounds. Okay, that's for your better understanding. Because when I did ask the question, the first thunder sounds you could hear in the background, and that came from down there. And the creature is agreeing to that by using a very, very high wind level. Okay? So, I'm gonna keep that video short, but please understand that all the people which are interested in a good living together with the natural environment you are living in, you're all invited to send down some questions by email or by Facebook. Questions you do have for creatures which have lived as plants or as animals, and then I would help you to try to solve these questions. That's for your better understanding. And the creature I did communicate with, I'm gonna try to produce 1 or 2 more videos, not today, but maybe tomorrow and the next days, and then later you will find all of them in the internet. And if you have questions, you can contact me. You can contact the website www.ciembassy.com. And I'm gonna find out with the creator in between, before we're gonna produce the part 2 of this video series, I'm gonna find out what this creator thinks, what important questions could be. So I want to find out with the creator between the videos questions I can ask the creator them in front of the camera for you, so that you get the resource, because I'm sure there's some topics these creators want to communicate from their side with living humans about. So I think there are some environment problems where the trees want to give the human species some input, how they see stuff, and I'm right with that, right? So do you agree that's a good idea? Yes, and you could see the first it was quite quiet, then it was like that, and then the wind tool is lifted up with energy because the creator is saying yes to you, the people which are watching the video. So that's the first video from the Zeke Owl with this creature who have lived as a tree, and there are gonna be other parts. Check them out, they will follow soon. Thank you very much for watching. You're Niall Sebastian Power-Sieger. And a question, you as a tree, do you want to say goodbye and thank you very much for watching to the people which are watching the video? And the creator is saying yes by lifting the wind tool up again and by canalizing more wind to this area. So this little wind waves you see here shaking the huge trees in the area around is for you, the people which are watching the video. And with that the creator is saying to you, see you later, or let me say it different, goodbye, because we're going to produce more videos for you and you can see these videos some later. Thank you very much for watching. You're Niall Sebastian Power-Sieger and a creator who have lived as a tree. Not me, another individual. Thank you very much for watching.